Hi, this is John Joseph with Scribe Software. Welcome to today's presentation. We are going to be talking today about how Scribe can help you integrate Dynamics 365 and to do so to accelerate sales, financial, and service processes throughout your organization. So we're going to dive right in. Just a couple of notes, though, to make sure we answer a few questions right up front. We'll be providing a recording of this presentation after the live event today, so we will be sending that out in a follow-up email. That email probably will come within the next couple of days. It usually takes us a day or so to get the recording and post it. So as soon as we have that, we'll send that out. You should also have some icons at the bottom of your screen that will show you how to control the system here. You can adjust the sound, enter a question, and even download a copy of the slide deck. So please do that. If you're an active Twitter participant, please tweet about your comments and reactions, thoughts using the data integration hashtag. And I mentioned the Q&A section at the bottom of the screen. Please ask anything that's on your mind. We will be taking questions at the end of the presentation, so they will just queue up there and we'll be able to address as many as we can at the end of the presentation. But again, as they come up, please type them into the screen at the bottom of your window. So the main speaker today is Michael Bates. He is a product manager at Scribe and very knowledgeable about Dynamics 365 and the Scribe product line. So Mike, say hello.
Hi, everyone.
And just for reference, again, this is John Joseph. I run the marketing organization at Scribe, so I'll be here to help answer any questions that might come up as well. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mike to take us through the content for today.
All right, thanks, John. Just to go over the agenda real quick, we're going to look at our 365 capabilities with integration, migration, replication. Before all that, we'll do a little bit of an overview of just general integration challenges and where Scribe fits in there. Look at the Dynamics 365 capabilities, the overall advantage of Scribe and our approach to doing integration across the board and with Dynamics 365. And we'll talk about some common use cases that we've seen with our partners and customers doing integrations with 365. So to start with a little just a general overview, right? This is just to give an idea of all the different things going on in computing in general today. You know, as the cloud has exploded and just systems in general, you've got many different applications and many different integration challenges and requirements, system migrations, consolidations. You've got SaaS apps that are changing quickly, users that have cloud and premise-based apps that they need integrated. There's just more data and more users in general as systems are multiplying and everyone's adding more and more systems to their organizations. And many organizations have ERP at their core, but want to use data and specialty apps to help their business, integrate them in, and get things going across many different applications. So there's just many opportunities for system integrators, all different capabilities across all these different types of applications. And how does that translate? What does that mean? These are common questions we see in our everyday dealings with partners and customers. I mean, I've got just a basic integration, but I want to make sure my custom entities and custom fields are handled as well. Cloud makes everything easier. Shouldn't this just work? And these are all common integration questions people are asking. Who will troubleshoot and support the development, the integration over time? Integrations are custom coded. What happens if your IT team needs to try to fix an integration that was coded by someone else? Again, these are just things we're hearing all the time that are in the field. And to see how those actually come into play in a real scenario, we have, this kind of represents a timeline of a real integration. So one of the interesting facts we like to highlight a lot is really 90% of the total cost of ownership of any integration comes after initial deployment. There's the big effort of getting things started, and it feels like you're there, but there's really much more to come. There's everything that comes after it and all the requests and changes that happen. So for example, you start up, feels like you're there. Within the first month, sales wants to add some new fields to the CRM system, pass them to the ERP system, and so your integration is already out of date with the business needs. You can charge for this, but you have to be efficient or your customer will look elsewhere for another bid. So just a real simple, that happens all the time, right? And then 6 months later, you've got order data stops flowing. No, it's not in the integration, but you have to dig into it, build some instrumentation to check and see if the integration is behaving properly. And you can do this under a managed service contract with the client, so the faster you go, the better off you'll be. You're going down the road, month 8, sales recognizes the value of integrating various data sources into CRM, wants to bring in a new data source to improve prospecting. You need to be able to respond in a timely, cost-effective way, keep the customer happy. Now you're going down the road, a year and a half into it, new marketing VP wants to add marketing automation system, you have to update your integration accordingly. And then, you know, you're 2 years down the road and CRM APIs change. It's going to break your integration. You need to keep up with the changes in the API. So these are really real world things that we get all the time that people are trying to address, and that Scribe's platform and connectors can, you know, really help you deal with much more easily. Part of what our platform offers is it's cloud-based. It's very easy to get up and started with it. It's a hub and spoke design. We provide many pre-built connectors, and it's extendable. You can add connectors, and sort of more of the details of that we'll talk about. But this just gives you a general idea of how you can set things up pretty easily in a hub and spoke setup. Makes it very extendable. You connect to one, once you're connecting up to one system, you really have access to everything on our platform. Now, specifically on Dynamics 365, we've been doing integration with Dynamics and Microsoft for a very long time. We've been working with Dynamics CRM since its inception, version 1.0. So we've got a lot of experience there, have kind of grown up with it, really understand integration to the 365 ecosystem. So folks that have been with it for a while know the recent change that happened. If you're new to 365, there was, you know, Dynamics CRM prior to Dynamics 365. They've turned Dynamics 365 into basically these 5 items on the left side of this diagram: sales, marketing, field service, customer service, and project service. That's really what used to be the CRM application. It's now individualized modules. And then there's the ERP applications, operations and financials. Operations being more the enterprise side, financials, the business. Smaller business, they call them enterprise package and the business package. So we can support real-time bidirectional data integration, migration, replication. We have with migration, there's a very nice, very simple to set up migrations from the CRM modules. With the ERPs, they're easy to configure. With the CRM, it's just a few clicks. You set up a full migration for doing things like your on-site data analysis from your CRM online, your Dynamics 365 online. Migration always comes into play as you're bringing up your 365 system from your old systems. And then workflow orchestration, we can connect up to services and custom processes. As we move forward, Right now, we connect to CRM through an SDK that they provide. And on the ERP applications, financials and operations, we have OData connectivity that connects to OData services that are exposed. We'll be moving into the OData side of things on the CRM side as well in the future. And if you know about the 365 ecosystem and the common data service, they're going to be coming out with, they will be coming out with an OData interface for the common data service as well, and we'll be connecting to that as they put that access out. Now, a little more on Dynamics 365 integration particulars. So a lot of people think that, with 365 being all in one package now, that it's sort of integrated already with itself, but it really isn't. What they've done is they've taken all of the previous existing packages and just repackaged them under one umbrella, but it's still the same technology in each one, so they're not just natively integrated. So even if you're just dealing with different Dynamics 365 modules, there's definitely a need for integration between those. There's always the migration to Dynamics 365 as you're implementing or upgrading. And then two of our most common use cases are around doing CRM to ERP integrations and CRM and marketing automation is another really common use case. And to just cover a couple of those specifically. We have one specific use case that's an insurance company that's migrating data from their data warehouse and some CSV exports coming into Dynamics 365. They've set up nightly migrations. So this is kind of like 2 migrations into Dynamics 365. They do nightly syncs of data that are coming in from various sources overnight. And that's a common type of use case, and it's fairly simple. We also scale out to certainly, we have multi-tenant, multi-country implementations using what used to be AX or Dynamics 365 for operations for large multinationals. So that's some specifics on 365, some of the things we do with it, some of the ways we work with it. Now the platform itself, so the connectivity that we have is really just a technical connector to get applications onto the Scribe Online platform. It's the platform itself that really does the work once you're connected to the systems. And I just want to talk a little bit about the platform itself. Some of the main benefits of our platform are that it's very quick to be productive on it. So we have a nice user interface that is self-documenting. It's geared toward, it's concepts that are kind of developer-type concepts, but presented in a way that users can very easily access them in a block-type format, very easy to document. You can be up and running very quickly, and you can have simple integration scenarios running very quickly, but you can also extend well beyond those scenarios simply. We've implemented, one of our focuses is that whole total cost of ownership being 90% of it coming afterwards. So we're very focused on the lifecycle management aspect of it. So once you have a system up and running, it's easy to manage and monitor from a single console, and it's multi-tenant, so you can have many, you've got many different integration projects going. You can use the platform to really manage those very simply from a single login and a single console. and then you can monitor, you can get reports and do your error handling and error management across many sites with a single console. So productivity lifecycle management. Also, it's very extendable. So we've got the pre-built connectivity that we've looked at. There's also, we do supply tools for supporting and creating custom connectivity, including sample code, and we have an SDK that provides multiple frameworks depending on the level of functionality that you need as you develop. So we've got, if you need just a very simple connector, we've got a real simple entry point. More complex ones can be built going into full development environments. So besides package connectivity, we try to make it very easy to extend the platform as well. Another really nice part is that the whole platform is accessible via API, and that's in multiple ways. So we make it very simple to, one, call any functionality of the platform from other applications, and as well as actual data integration processes. So it's very easy to expose a data integration process or map as a REST endpoint that you can call from anywhere. And that works across all connectivity, and it's a really nice option for doing more real-time kind of integrations. Some general comments about Scribe. Last year was a big year for us. We were in Gartner and touted as one of the highest rated iPaaS offerings in relation to platform productivity. That's all with our nice UI that's, like I said, very easy to use, easy to spin up on. And then we were on the Forest Wave, and you can see we got top scores for time to value, application connectivity, management functions. These are all the areas that we really focus on, again, for that journey after the integration, building the integration, the whole journey from start to end, and maintaining it. So Scribe has been around for over 20 years. We are trusted in the integration market. Again, cloud and on-premise deployments. We have our extensive partner ecosystem, 1,200 partners and over 12,000 customers. We really do any type of integration project. We're not really vertical focused. We're really focused on connecting to applications and having functional connectivity and having that ease of use of the platform, and speed to value, getting things on a common platform that's understandable by everyone, easy to maintain, easy to pass off from person to person, and easy to customize as your needs change. So with that, I guess we go into some questions if there are any out there.
Yep. Thank you, Mike. So again, we have the Q&A window at the bottom of the screen. Please type in your questions there. We have a couple here already in the queue. But just to kind of wrap up with what Mike was saying, obviously we have really support for all the Dynamics 365 modules and give you the capability to build integrations to them or from them from any other applications that you might want to be connecting. So let's dig into some of the questions, and we have time for a bunch of questions, so that's good. So the first question is about the Dynamics connector, and does it work with Dynamics 365 for operations?
It does work with operations through the OData services. So operations exposes several OData services out of the box, and you can create custom services, and we can work with all of those.
Okay. And let's see. Next question Can you elaborate a little bit more on the OData interface for CDS, it says?
Yeah, so right now Microsoft has indicated that they're going to be coming out with an SDK for the Common Data Service that will be OData based. The last I really heard about that was last year at the conferences in the fall. My understanding is they're still planning on doing that, so we're monitoring that, and as that comes out, we will have connectivity to that. But as yet, they don't have a planned delivery. But last I heard, it was supposed to be sometime in the first quarter, but we're getting toward the end of that, so hopefully it's coming up soon.
Okay, great. So we have a pretty general question about performance. So for the person that asked that, if you might want to be a little bit more specific, but do you have anything general to talk about the performance of integrating with Dynamics 365, maybe for people that are familiar with prior integrations maybe, or anything you want to comment on about performance?
I mean, performance is a big topic, right? Everyone asks about it. It's just a lot dependent on the integration. If you're going straight rows through, you can certainly, you just want to like create accounts and process mass rows. You can certainly see speeds in excess of 100 rows per second. As you add more processing, lookups, and things like that you do to enhance the data as it goes in, you're going to see different performance times. Everything's going to be a bit different. There's lots of performance tuning that you can do, and we look at those and do those types of things quite a bit.
Yeah, I would just to comment on that too. I don't know if everybody on the call was able to participate in our tech tour or the user conference, but I think there were some really good classes there on improving performance. So performance is something that there is sort of tips and techniques on how to definitely improve it. So if you're wondering, I suggest you contact your sales or our technical support organization to get some advice on how you might be able to do that, because we don't want you to be sitting there thinking, that if you need more performance, that's all you got. There might be some things that you can do to improve it.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. And even kind of what I was citing was sort of straight in with Dynamics CRM. We support things like bulk operations, which can allow you to do, thousands of rows in a call, each call that's happened. So there's a lot of different ways to make that, to work on performance.
Let's see, there's another question here. On the sales module of Dynamics 365, what entities do you support?
Yeah, so with sales module on 365, which, as I mentioned before, is really the 5 modules make up CRM. You kind of connect to all of those with a single connector from Scribe, and it's really a very robust connector. We hit every entity that's out there. We even have some extra processing for some of the trickier entities like activities and calendars and calendar rules and things like that. So there's very little that we don't touch. I don't find many entities that we don't hit, so we really hit it all.
And a couple more here coming in. So there's still a little time if you want to ask more questions, but we do have a couple more here. What is the pricing for integrating to Dynamics 365? So I can elaborate on that one. I guess the best thing to do is to go to our website. If you go to our website, the pricing is published on the website. You can find the Scribe Online pricing by going to just the products menu, and under the Scribe Online section, you will see something there that takes you to Scribe Online pricing. But basically, to give an overview of that, we have different tiers of pricing, and depending on the number of connectors that you are using. So most people are in our basic tier. We do have a tier below that as well. That starts out at $279 a month. It's a subscription type pricing model. The basic tier is $400 per month. And depending on which modules you're using of Dynamics 365, you would fit into different tiers. Most of the Dynamics 365 modules, sales, field service, customer service, project service. Those are all in the supported in that basic tier. Finance and is that also in that basic tier. Operations is in a higher tier, so you might have to pay a little bit extra if you are using the operations module. But you will find all the details of pricing on the website, like I mentioned. And let's see, we had another one. So this one's a little bit detailed, Mike. I'm going to throw it at you anyway, see if you can handle it. This might be a follow-up to the OData question we had earlier, but to elaborate, what is the impact of sourcing the data through Scribe, which thankfully handles error management and history, versus hooking up the source and target application directly?
Well, I mean, I don't have any direct numbers on that. I think you're asking about the performance, of using Scribe through connectors in our platform versus straight coding connect. I can't say I have a good comparison numbers on that for you, but it's something we have thought about and want to look into in the future.
And here's maybe this is the last question because I know we're running out of time. So we are an existing customer of Scribe. Does the Scribe connector work automatically after Dynamics 365 upgrade, or do we need to take some action to make the process work?
There is no action needed. If you're using Dynamics, if you were on CRM and you upgraded to 365, that will just work. With the other ones, if you happen to have been on AX7, which was out just before operations, that would continue to work. And even the nav connector that we have on Scribe Online works with the financials module. So, and all those, will just work. You upgrade, you'll be all set.
All right, so thank you very much for attending today's presentation. Thank you for all the questions. We hope this was very informative for you. If you have additional questions, feel free to reach out to the sales email address that was listed on the slide there. And if you haven't used Scribe Online before, we encourage you to do a trial of that, and you can find that link on the slide as well. And as I mentioned earlier, there will be a recording of this presentation sent out in a couple of days. So feel free to revisit it or share the information with your colleagues. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you at another presentation in the near future. Bye-bye.